All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, man, to, I would say, the latest episode, but it's not live. Could not get my live stream to work tonight. I don't know what's going on, man, with OBS. It will not stream. It keeps telling me to make sure that my drivers are up to date. I updated the drivers on the computer. I don't know. Can't get it to stream, but I can get it to record. So go figure. So sorry that this is not a stream, but I'm going to try to still bring you guys some content, man. Really ticks me off. I spent almost an hour trying to get this thing to work. Some of you guys were waiting in a queue, and the stream never worked. So I do apologize for that. But let's get right to it, man. We're going to be real brief. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 15 in Philadelphia. And yes, guys, it's going to be a tough task. Let's take a look right now at the injury report. Let me pull that up. And as you can see here, guys, we're going to get right to who to look out for in terms of Friday, and we're going to look at who's not going to play. But as you can see, a lot of guys were full participants. George Pickens did not practice. Deshaun Elliott did not practice. Calvin Anderson, offensive lineman, was limited. And let's see, who else? TJ Watt was limited, resting, but also illness. And then Larry Ogunjobi also did not practice. So what does that mean for the Pittsburgh Steelers? You guessed it. Look at who's out right there. This is not good. George Pickens, Deshaun Elliott, as well as Larry Ogunjobi. And they're saying Calvin Anderson is questionable, but the three guys there are the more important. And that is going to be a tough task, and we'll talk about it here in a moment. Let's take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Looks like really the only person they have out is Britain Convey. He is a wide receiver. Number 18, not really familiar with him. But everyone else was full. You know, most of these guys are rest. Sidney Brown was dealing with the knee. But most of the key component guys are rest. Jalen Carter was dealing with the shoulder. Cooper DeJean again, rest. N'Kobe Dean was dealing with an elbow. Jalen Hurts dealing with the finger. But for the most part, guys, from what we see right now, only one guy is out. And like I said, that is not going to spell or loom well for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what do I have for you guys, man? I don't have much. I put Mike Tomlin there in the thumbnail, man, because we're going to need a really good coaching job. Not just Mike Tomlin, but him, the entire staff, the coordinators. They're going to have to pull it together, man, and you know, try to coach their way through this one, because the Philadelphia Eagles right now, as I looked at NFL.com, they are currently, if I'm not mistaken, 7th against the run. And I was only looking at yards. I think they're 7th or 8th in yards. And actually, let me look at it right now just to make sure I'm correct. But I want to say they are 7th or 8th in yards. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pull it up here in real time. I looked at it right before I was going to start the stream. And then, you know, I just got distracted because OBS was ticking me off, man. So, you know, it might even get to a point where I'm using a different software to stream, man, because getting sick and tired of some of these programs not working out for me when I need it to work. But let's see. Defensively, we're going to go rushing. And what I usually do is I look at yards. I look at yards allowed. So, yes, the Philadelphia Eagles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 8th. They have only allowed 1,375 yards, 4.3, 9 touchdowns against them. Only 5 rushes of 20 yards or more. All right. Against the pass. If we look at the yards, again, Philadelphia Eagles are 2nd, folks. They are 2nd. They've only allowed 2,594 yards, 14 touchdowns, and let's see. It says the rate is 82.2. I don't know if that's average yards, but average yards per pass or per attempt is about 6.1, 61.7 completion percentage. Pittsburgh Steelers are way down at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 in terms of yards allowed. Only allowing about 6.9, so that's not bad. 14 touchdowns. And we have 15 interceptions, and our rate is 79.2. I don't know what that rate category is. Not sure what that is. But anyway, like I said, Philadelphia Eagles, man, they are 8th against the pass. Excuse me, against the run. 2nd against the pass. We are 4th against the run, right? And as I said, about 18 against the pass. So this game is going to be very simple, man. It's going to come down to a very simple principle. We have to stop Saquon Barkley. Yes, Jalen Hurts and his complement of receivers, they can hurt you along with the tight end. But we need to make this a situation, again, you can say it as cliche every week, you need to make this a situation where you're forcing them to beat you in the air. Give TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Nick Herbig as many chances as possible to rush the passer and potentially, make Jalen Hurts potentially make a mistake or put good coverage back there and force him to get off the field. But what we cannot do, it's easier said than done, but we have to find a way to limit Saquon Barkley. Again, a Saquon Barkley who's this close to having a rushing record in a single season. We all know what he's all about. We all know he's a home run hitter. We have to do our best to limit Saquon Barkley. How we're going to do it, I don't know. But we have to find a way to do it. This is going to be a very, very tough task. No ifs and buts about it. It's going to be a tough task, but we got to figure out a way to do it. And that's it, man. Listen, just like I always say, man, this game might need to come down to the Steelers just limiting the possessions of the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Is there a way for us to maintain possession, have some of those longer drives? For some of you guys that saw the All-22 today, I showed you a drive. I think it was either the Bengals or the Browns game. I can't remember which one it was, but 13 plays, 90 yards, 5 minutes and about 8 seconds. Those are the type of drives that the Steelers will need to put on display. You may not score every time, but we need to sustain drives. Like I said, this is something that you can say each and every week. But this is going to be a tough task, guys. It is what it is. Philly is tough. They're tough against the run. They're stout. Tough against the pass. Their cornerbacks are playing well. This is going to be tough. No ifs and buts about it. Going into Philly, hostile environment, 11-2 team versus a 10-3 Pittsburgh Steelers, a Pittsburgh Steelers team that has the potential to clinch a playoff berth with a win. I mean, it's a lot on the line. Closer to winning the division if we could get this game. Another tiebreaker, if you will, because the Ravens lost to the Eagles. So it's a lot riding on this game. But again, it's going to have to take a Himalayan effort, man. That's how I feel. I think this is going to be a tough task because the Eagles are a grinded out type of team as well. However, they're not unbeatable. They're not unbeatable. They didn't blow away the Carolina Panthers. That was a very narrow, close game as well. So if we're on our P's and Q's, man, and if we do what we can do, if we're capable of doing, and if Russ can be Russ, Steelers have a chance to win it. I'm just saying, we're going to have a very balanced attack, and we're going to have to execute very well because the Eagles are good against pass and run. So we're going to have to mix it up and, hit on some of these splash plays. But again, no George Pickens. It makes it easier to rotate coverage to other guys. No Larry Ogunjobi, who helps against the run attack. We do get Montravius Adams back. That's a plus, with Ogunjobi not being there, available. But we're going to need everybody to put their hand in the pot, man. Deshaun Elliott, another guy who's helped to keep the lid on top of things. That is a significant loss. So we got to see how the Steelers are going to replace him. We're going to see more Cam Sutton on the field at a safety capacity. more KZ. This is going to be interesting. So that's all I got, man. Again, we got to stop the run game. You can say it every week, but especially against Saquon Barkley. Got to force the Philadelphia Eagles to pass more than they are wanting to do. And we're going to have to just be ready. Be ready to go blow for blow. It's going to be a tough, grinded out game. And potentially, try to get out to a lead. Make the Eagles chase you. But this is going to be quite the game. And it could go either way. That's just what I'm going to say. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say about that, hearing your thoughts as well as mine. And we shall see. We shall see. But like I said, guys, I apologize that this was not a stream. It intended on being a stream. I'm going to have to do some research to figure out what's going on with OBS. And keep saying that my Kodak is not, working, or my drivers. I've updated the drivers, so I don't know what else to do. I really don't. So we'll see. I may have to look into another program. But outside of that, guys, before I go, I'm going to definitely ask you guys to make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications as well. Like I always say, as if this was a stream, be safe, stay healthy. God bless. Good night. I thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you'll see me after the game if I'm able to get streaming software where it needs to be. If not, I may have to do a pre-recorded situation. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Here we go, Steelers. Let's see if the boys can go in there and take care of business. Peace.